Yes, guys, welcome to today's training. So, the first thing that I want to start with is for you guys to understand, and it's a question that I can ask you. What if I told you right now that everything you've always wanted, the dream body, the dream partner, the dream business, whatever it is that's your absolute, I'm going to say ultimate fantasy, but that sounds a little bit weird and I might not be able to make that come true, but you guys know what I want, right? Dream life. So it isn't out there, okay? It's already within you. Every single part of that is already within you if you choose 8 laws, which I've written down, which we're going to be the theme of today's training. So number one is we have to choose growth over comfort. If you're not feeling uncomfortable in your business, in your training, in your running, in your nutrition, if you're not finding it tough, then it's probably not something that's worth working towards. So you have to understand that we can choose this. This is massive for so many of us as well, especially all the ADHDers. We have to choose discipline over distraction. And you have to shut down distraction. We have to choose focus over fear. We have to choose positivity over moaning. I discussed last week, there's only one place that you and your partner should be moaning, and I won't go into that too deeply again. We need to choose kindness and compassion over anger and hate. Like so much on social media at the moment, all I see is anger and hate towards everything over kindness and compassion, whether it's in relation to, what happened in Liverpool or what's happening locally or any of these things. People are just firing out hate and anger at everything in the world. That is only going to hurt you, because I've said this so many times. Like, being angry is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. They won't. If you're still angry at your ex, he or she, they're probably off today living their life, not giving a fuck about you. That's the brutal, honest truth, okay? So that anger is only going to hurt you internally. And if you've got chaos in here, you're always going to have chaos in your world. In your inner world, you're going to have it in your outdoor world as well. And that's exactly the same as going back to what I started the training with. Like, everything is within you. Like, stop looking outside and start looking inside. So a great place to start with that is practicing kindness and compassion over anger and hate. Practice empathy over judgment, right? A phrase I want you to write down. This will fucking hurt some of you. Judgment is nothing more than a confession of character. So anything that you're judging another person for, well, she keeps behaving like this, well, I wish he didn't do that. It's just something within you that's being triggered, right? If you hate angry people, you are one. If you're moaning about negative people, you are one. If you're pulling out personality or physical characteristics in another person, it is something you do. It's unquestionable that. And I've got a lot of personal examples where I'm like, I'm really angry about this thing. And then, like, when I've actually calmed down, I'm like, fuck, I do that. Right? It's so true. So choose empathy over judgment. And this is a great thing. Like, this is a thing that I have in my life. Every time someone triggers me and I get really angry, I think, right, how can I use this as a gift to practice kindness and compassion? How can I be empathetic to this person, even though I actually want to smash their fucking face in right now? And when you can do that, like, you live life on a different level. Inside, you're thinking, I could choke you out in 3 seconds now, brother, but I'm just going to be nice to you. Because you kill people with kindness. Action over feelings. Like, I'm not going to say who it is, but someone actually asked me a question this week on there from, could we add a section to the check-in process where I can tell you how I'm feeling? Do you know what my real honest answer is? No. Can we fuck? I don't give a fuck how you're feeling, right? That will sound so harsh, right? But if you only behave and act on how you're feeling, if you only go to the gym when you feel like it, if you only do mindset when you're feeling positive, if you're only nice to your partner when you're feeling good, like, that will destroy you. And that sounds harsh, but your schedule should be dictating your actions. Your dreams should be driving your desires and everything else, not your feelings. Do you think I ran 200 miles by doing training when I felt like it? Or was it because it had a stronger driver? No, it was for Alfie, wasn't it? Right? You leverage your why, your emotional meaning for doing stuff. The reason behind the dream is what should drive you. For some people, that might be that you're going to die 20 years younger than you should do if you don't start taking action towards your health. It can also be a tough love meaning, or it can be a more emotional meaning. I want to earn more money because I don't want to ever have to say no to my child because I can't afford it. Okay? It's different for every person, but we have to choose action over feelings. If your life is governed by your feelings, you're fucked, honestly. Okay? And the final one is choose abundance over gratitude. And every time you choose one, I'll debrief them quickly: growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, focus over fear, positivity over moaning, kindness and compassion over anger and hate, empathy over judgment, action over feelings, and abundance and gratitude over scarcity. Every single time you choose one of those 8 things over the other one, you are literally rewiring your brain, right? And you're rewiring it for 2 things: success and happiness. And everybody wants to be around happy, successful people. And when you become a happy, successful person, then you will attract more. Because we are what we attract, right? I've said this so many times. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. So again, have a little look at your life internally today based on the questions we asked last week as well. Where am I pulling other people down where I could be pulling them up? Where am I moaning, blaming and complaining where I could be doing the work? Where am I getting angry and triggered when I could be practicing kindness and compassion? Okay, so 3 phrases that I've used time and time and time over and over and over that will I'll always go back to if I've gone into one of those. Shit, I'm in a bit of a funk today. What am I doing wrong? Why do I feel like this? Right, I'm aware of it. When you get super aware of it, you kind of know it on a daily basis, right? Why am I being like this? What's happened? What's triggered it? How do I handle it? And the 3 phrases will always be the same that I'll go back to. Number 1 is, anything I can't say thank you for is always going to keep me stuck. Okay, so even if someone's had a massive attack on me, what did I learn? What was the lesson? Why did that happen? How can I apply it moving forward? Actually, I can say, thank God they're not in my life anymore. Thank God that happened and it triggered me to get rid of them and now I'm free. There's always a way to do it, right? I've told you this. I can say thank you for my dad for abandoning me at 6 months old. Why? Why can you say thank you for that? Because he taught me how not to be as a dad. And now I'm a fucking incredible dad as a result of what he didn't do. Because he showed me, right? So you can do it with anything unless you want to keep telling the story about why it's different for you. Okay, so if you can't say thank you for anything, it will always keep you stuck. This is a big one as well. And again, it will trigger some people because you'll find it very hard. Anything I'm trying to blame another person for will always keep me stuck. Like, a lot of people, stop talking about your ex and what they did. Nobody gives a fuck, and nor should you. Stop talking about what your partner or business associate or someone you worked with did 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago for some of you. Nobody gives a fuck, and nor should you. Like, think you have this, what should we use as an example? Lee's vitamin C pot, right? That's my pot of energy for today. Do you want to give it to your kids, to your business, to your future, to your focus, to your health, to your wealth, to your happiness? Or do you want to keep giving it to shit in the past that doesn't concern you? I haven't had an ex for like 10 years, but if I did, she wouldn't be fucking getting none of that bad boy today. Okay? I've been ripped off in the past a lot, especially by Facebook ads gurus. Tell you what, we're talking well in excess of £100,000. They ain't getting any of that today, because I can use that on developing new business development, okay? So whatever you're blaming anyone for, just stop it. It's not going to help you. And again, my other favourite quote of all time is going back to the gratitude. We've probably all been saying this for the last 10 years, but you know, gratitude and wealth are the same thing, and we forget this, because wealth is nothing more than a feeling of abundance that's triggered by gratitude. So if you can start every day by saying, I am enough and I have enough. It's the 2 simplest phrases you can ever use. And every time you do one of those things, like say it out loud when you get up, I am enough. I have enough. I want more, but I have enough. And when you do all of those things, all of those 8 laws every single day, you are literally rewiring your mindset and you're rewiring your happiness. And that's all we want, right? We all just want to be happy. There's lots of things that build into that: career, money, relationships, success, fitness, health, wealth, relationships, mindset. But essentially, we're all just moving towards being happy, right? So rewire your happiness, and that comes through rewiring your mindset, and that comes through those 8 laws. Next thing I want to move on to is, because so many people are still living here, we have to understand that we can't be a prisoner of the past, building on from what I just said. Like, I do this every week, don't I? Like, anything that happened before that clap, even this morning, unless it's something that needs dealing with, essentially isn't important to your future, unless it was a bad decision you made and you need to turn that into a new decision. But we can't be a prisoner of the past, and we can't be a prisoner of our thoughts. But what you can be is a creator of your future. Like, every single one of you is a master of your own destiny. And the only reason you would not believe that, let's go back to the start. There's one reason that any of you won't achieve everything that you want. In fact, there's 8. Because you keep choosing comfort over growth. Because you keep choosing distraction over discipline. Because you keep choosing fear over focus. Because you keep choosing moaning over positivity. Because you keep practicing anger and hate over kindness and compassion. Because you keep judging people rather than showing empathy. You keep letting your feelings control your road, your mood, and you practice scarcity over abundance. Okay? It's a perfect reflection. Whichever you choose, you're going to get more of. So you can say, I'm a master of my own destiny. Or you can say, I'm a fucking passenger of life and I don't really know what's going on and everything happens to me, and slip into victim mindset. Okay? That's a choice. And we're going to come on to some decisions and actions at the end. But whatever you want right now, okay, today, not tomorrow, today, you don't need permission to start. You don't need to wait for the right time. You don't even need money. Again, do you know what I'm about to say now, which is so, this is a classic example, right? Do you know what fucking triggers me? Fucking idiots who say shit like, I can't afford to eat healthy. I'm out of shape because I can't afford a gym membership. Fuck off, eat less food, go for a run. Harsh, right? But I must have seen something in that person without a shadow of a doubt that is within me. It's certainly not related to food or training. But I've done a lot of things when I've gone, I can't do that because of X. So I'm seeing my past self and it's triggering me. Judgment is a confession of character. Anything that really pisses you off and triggers you in another person is in you now, or has been in you. You don't like it and it's flipping it up. Remember me telling me the story about the 2 lads in the gym in the string vests? On every rep, flexing their muscles, test of testosterone, nipples out, thinking in some way or form that attracts a woman, when every woman in the gym's just thinking, what a fucking prick. Right? And me turning to Steve and going, does someone want to go over and tell them fucking bellends that making noises doesn't build muscles before I go and knock them both out because they're doing my fucking head in? What did Lee used to do when he was fucking full of testosterone when he was 29? He used to walk around the gym with very little clothes on, lifting very heavy weights, making lots of noises, thinking that might attract my dream woman. Okay? It might be something that you did 10 years ago that triggers you. But you don't need anything to get started. You don't need you don't even need money to start a business. Every single person today could start a business with 0 pence. Right? It's actually easy. Every single person could start going for a run every single day. And this sounds really harsh, right? I can't afford to eat healthy. Okay, well, carry on eating what you're eating and eat fucking 50% less. There you go. You've saved 50% on your food bill. So you're actually up. Harsh, but very true. So we don't need to be ready to start. We just need to level the fuck up. And that starts with leveling your mindset up. We can't do the other stuff. You can't reduce your food for 50% unless your mindset's in the right place. We can't start going for a run every single morning unless the mindset's in the right place. We can't start practicing kindness and compassion unless our mindset's in the right place. So make these decisions today. Like, make the decision right now to yourself. Say it out loud if you want, scream it. I choose the discomfort of growth. I fucking choose it. I want it. People used to say, why do you do stupid things like running 200 miles? Because now running a marathon feels like going for a walk. Doing really hard things makes other really hard things easy. But you have to go through that pain of the discomfort. And you're not going to grow without it. So like I said, when I'm facing challenge, right? When I'm getting angry, when I'm getting triggered, when I'm like trying to work something out and I can't and things are going wrong and I know it's going to challenge me and I've got issues in my business, I'm like, come on. Because if this was all just going swimmingly, then I'm not testing myself. So choose the discomfort of growth. Say that out loud. I want this thing and I don't care how fucking tough it gets because I'm tougher. I do not care how hard it gets because I'm harder. Switch your narrative. Stop saying why me and say try me. Try me, world. Is that what you fucking got? Because I've survived everything you've thrown at me so far. Everything. Bereavement, death, illness, being abandoned, breaking my neck, everything. I've survived everything. Fucking give me some more. Because every single fucking thing that you've given me, I've grown through it and I've become stronger and I've got more grit and I've had more resilience. So give me more. Because when you give me more, I grow. We grow through pain. We grow through challenge. We grow through discomfort. So say that as well. I want to make pain, discomfort and challenge my best fucking friends. I want them with me all day because I know when I'm pushing through them that I'm growing. And it's the same for all of you right now. You can say that. Give me some more. I'm fucking undefeated, guys. I am undefeated. I have 100% fucking knockout rate. Never been beaten because I'm here talking to you guys. So all that stuff, don't worry about it. So when you do and you live by those 8 rules, which I'm going to put them in the training description afterwards because I really do believe you need to read them every single day, right? If you want to learn something, you do it every single day. Those of you who have just joined on Mindset Mastery as well, don't do something that I've done in the past. You guys, like anyone who's got ADHD will massively get this as well. Who's ever done a task that wasn't on the to-do list, but then you wrote it on the to-do list and ticked it off anyway because it felt good? I do that all the time. Oh yeah, I've just done that. Oh my God, I've just done this fucking thing, right? Because I got distracted that wasn't on the thing over here. Sarah is looking at me right now thinking, you best have done my fucking wedding playlist or I'm going to smash your head in. It's on the list. It's on the list, I promise you. Not with guys, we're not even joking. Anyway, back to the point. There you go, distraction. So I got distracted from all this stuff and did this thing that wasn't on there, but then I put it on there and ticked it off to make me feel good. Don't be working through the first 33 sessions just thinking, how fast can I do them? How fast can I do them? Right? Take your time, make notes, do the deep work. I wouldn't do more than 1 training per week, and I'd probably do each training 3 times. And I'd journal it and I'd write my insights down. I think, right, that one, like I've got several trainings from previous mentors, from Phil Graham, from Peter Sage, from Paul Moore, that I just go back to time and time and time and time again. Because I like, I was in a funk and that one snapped me out of it. So again, your ones that some of them you'll just think, I don't really need that one. I don't really need confidence. I don't really need this part of the training. But the ones that really hit home, you should be doing more than once, okay? So those 8 rules will shift everything in your body, everything in your mind and everything in your future. And we need to understand that your future also is created by what you do today. And I want you to write that down every day, every morning. My future is created by what I do today. My future is created by what I do today. Not one day, not someday. Someday is a fucking disease that will destroy you. If you're going to do something someday, or you're going to do it one day, that will literally take your dreams to your graves. Someday I'm going to be successful. One day I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to have that car one day. One day I'm going to start a business. One day I'm going to get in shape. When the time is right, I'm going to do X. Right? Ask yourself these 3 simple questions towards whatever you want. Right now, right here, right today. Why do I need to wait? Why not today? Question mark. Whatever you want, whatever you're about to do, the holiday you want to book, the girl or boy you're going to ask out, the business you're going to start, the health mission that you're going to go on, the weight that you're going to lose, the marathon that you're going to run, the plane that you're going to jump out of, I don't care, whatever your thing is. Why do you need to wait? Ask yourself, why not today? Some of you have been sitting on starting a business for 5 years, waiting for the right time. Why do you need to wait? Why not today? Why do I need to wait? Why not today? Number 2, how much time have I already wasted waiting for the right time and not taking action? You hear this all the time, right? Like I've seen it in a relationship example that someone's been thinking about asking someone on a date and they didn't ask them for 2 years. And then they asked them out and the person said, yes, I've liked you for the last 5 years. And then they went on to get married. They wasted 2 years. Why? Why? Because they chose comfort over fear. The fear of rejection. Same with a business. It's the worst thing that can happen if you start a business and it goes wrong. You get another job. Go bankrupt, get another job. Can't get a mortgage if I go bankrupt. You didn't have a mortgage anyway. You know, we can't use these things as reasons not to take action. So again, ask yourself that. How much time have I wasted in the past not just taking action? And this third one will really twist it in your head. Whatever it is you want, where would you be now if you'd started 3 years ago? If you've only just joined or only just started mindset or only just started a business or only just started exercising, eating healthy and getting in shape, pardon me, where would you be if you'd started 3 years ago? Where would you be if you'd been consistent for 3 years? How many years have you wasted waiting for the right time? So use those 3 questions because here's the mic drop. Every decision you've made in your life up until this point, and trust me, I have made some bad ones, has shaped who you are and what you are. That's not meant to berate you or make yourself feel bad if you're asking yourself that question, because again, every single one of them was a lesson. You know, I gave myself a 10-year lesson in that taking drugs every fucking weekend doesn't work out too well in the long term. Not sure why it took 10 years, probably because it was so much fun. But I learned the lessons, right? But again, I was just choosing fun over discomfort. But I wasted 10 years doing that. Most of you have been there. 10 years, Friday euphoria, straight out, on it all weekend, sometimes until 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, straight into work, binging on junk food, Greggs every day, feeling like utter crap until Wednesday, until I finally started to feel Thursday or Monday and got excited for Friday night again. Friday night euphoria, Monday morning blues, on repeat, right? 10 years I wasted getting smashed and destroying my mental health. I didn't have a mental health problem, I had a weekend problem. And that's the same as 99% of people. Funny that, you've been on the gear for fucking 3 years and you've got a mental health problem now. The one didn't come before the other, okay? I'm just using that as an example because it's our decisions that shape our life, okay? The last 10 years, I've made good decisions. Yes, on multiple times I've had a holiday back to my past, but I learned very quickly again that that wasn't the way to go. So every single one of these decisions that you make every single day is what shapes and builds your future. So all you need to do today is make better decisions, but make them now. Do the thing you've not been doing. But as I said, it's not to berate you about that, because you are not your past. You're also not your thoughts. You are your decisions and your actions. So stop being a prisoner of your past. Nobody cares. And start being the fucking creator of your future. Start being the master of your destiny. Because you can get a page out right now and write the future that you want. Write it all down. Where do you want to live? What car do you want to drive? Type of person do you want to be married to? Where do you want to go on holiday? Where do you want to take your kids? Write it all down. And if you pretty much live by those 8 laws every day, that you will naturally lead yourself towards that goal. Because you can shift your entire life, not in some day, in one day. One day of hardcore action decision making, hardcore learning, getting your mind in the right place, practicing those 8 laws. I firmly believe, like, go back and watch the Reprogram Your Mindset in 7 Days video that I did. Probably one of the best ones I've ever done. I can't remember what it was called. It was ages ago, last year. Reprogram Your Mind for Success in 7 days, I think. But you can do it in one day. You can change your whole fucking life with a thought. But the problem is, right? Yes, we can change everything in one day, not someday. But when you wake up, unless you have a system in place to take control of your mind, you will subconsciously practice the 8 other things. You'll subconsciously wake up, start blaming, complaining, justifying, and judging. You'll instantly wake up and see something that makes you angry. You'll wake up and start focusing on the past. So you have to have a system in place, because your brain will do this subconsciously. Unless you take control the second you get out of bed, and a good start would be not picking up your fucking phone, you will always run patterns of the past, because you've been running them your whole life. Okay? 2 trainings. If you haven't watched them, go and watch them as a fast track above the other ones. Sleep Your Way to Success and How to Wake Up and Transform. Sets you up with what to do before you go to bed and what to do as soon as you get up. But if you want a new future, we can't keep living in the past. Most people want a new future, but they keep living the same life because they keep making the same decisions. Like, some of you, again, will cringe when I say this. The amount of people that join and have the nerve, a little bit, sorry, I'm being a little bit, what's the word? Not sure. Here. Some of you join and start telling me what you need to do with your diet. Well, this is what works for me. This is what I need to do. Well, go and fucking do it then. What have you employed me for? Because before you've even started, you're literally saying, I want this body, but I don't really want to change much. I want all of this new stuff. John Hempson, Sleep Your Way to Success, How to Wake Up and Transform. They're both on the membership site, John. Members.unbreakable90 on the mindset site. We want change, but we don't want to change. Listen to that again. I want change, but I don't want to change. What I want is all these results, but I can't do this and I can't do that. And I want to kind of do this that I've always done. And again, that's not your fault. I'll tell you why, because the brain loves familiar. The brain loves comfort. It's not hardwired to be challenged. It wants safety. It's hardwired to protect you. It's hardwired for survival. So you have to override it. That's what the Reprogram Your Mind in 7 days teaches you. But you can do it in one day. But we have to break through the subconscious with conscious choice. So if you're still running all those patterns from the past, they will run and run and run and run and run all fucking day until you're brown bread. Unless you interrupt them with conscious choices. conscious decisions. And the decisions that you make today and every day after are what will shape your future and what will shape your happiness. You can't keep doing the same things and expecting a different outcome. Lee, I want to achieve this, but I still, I only want to eat these foods, and I love doing this and I love doing that. Well, like, kind of what you're saying is, I've given you some money and I want results, but I don't really want to change what I'm doing because I like it. You have to ask yourself the question, how's this working out for me so far? I still want to have a drink every weekend. Okay, how's that working out for you so far? So we have to break through with conscious choice, because neuroscience has proved time and time and time again that every thought and every decision that we make hardwires our future, hardwires our happiness, hardwires how we act. Like, I used to get like, this is not a very good example, but like when you're trying to change choices, right? And your decisions create your future. Sometimes you even make a decision not to, right? Like sometimes I used to be on the way to gigs. I'm thinking, I'm not going to get on it this weekend. I'm not going to get on this weekend. I'm not going to get on it this weekend. I'm like 30 minutes from home to the club. Yeah, do you want to come and drop one off later? Right? Because I'd subconsciously made that pattern time again. So it's hardwired to do that thing. Like some of you, this happens with some people with, who was I discussing it with? John Fletcher last week. He's like, I get in and I have a glass of wine. I don't even think about it. I don't even fucking want it. But I've just done it. That decision's that hardwired that he gets in from work, switches his laptop off, goes downstairs, gets just a glass of wine. Doesn't get drunk, but just gets a glass of wine. Same decisions as you get up and you know how to put your shoes on. Who's ever driven home, right? God fucking hell, how did I get home? You're on the drive. Because you've subconsciously done that decision. You've done those turns. You've done all those things time and time and time again. So when we can interrupt the subconscious with the conscious and make better decisions, like every time you get angry, you replace that with being kind to someone, that will start to become hardwired as to how you behave, how you live, how you respond, how you act. So if you want a better life, make better decisions. But you're still going to fuck up. Don't beat yourself up when you do. Just go, I fucked up there. Right, what did I learn from it? Right, let's move. Because when we subconsciously make these decisions, we'll keep going down the same road. The conscious has to interrupt them. But you are the conscious. You are in charge. And the success of this comes down to the speed that you can do it. When you start acting like a knob, when you start being negative, when you start moaning, when you start getting angry, when you start thinking, I'm not going to go to the gym, when you start thinking everything's so-and-so's fault, cost of living, the world, those thoughts aren't helping you. We've only got so many thoughts and so much energy each day. When you consciously interrupt to give it to the things that you want, day by day by day, you're going to feel better. And like the people in the world who are literally fucking bulletproof actually won't be, but you'll think there are. So people, I don't know, someone like Tony Robbins, who you just think, God, he's just like that all day, every day. He probably is, but he'll still have little wobbles. But he's like that because he's done it for so long that the conscious has become the subconscious. And that's the mic drop. And that's why I'm going to go back to them again, because most people are subconsciously choosing comfort over growth. They're subconsciously choosing distraction over discipline, fear over focus, moaning over positivity. Those 8 things, I'm not going to list them all again. They'll all be in the notes. But when you can switch it with consciously focus on changing every day, and it takes practice, right? This is like a skill. You're not going to listen to me today and just be able to do it or be completely changed in 7 days. But if you apply it for 7 days, you'll be a lot closer than you are right now. And when that conscious and subconscious switch roles, so you start subconsciously choosing growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, that's when you're next level, because you're flying through life and practicing all those 8 laws without even thinking about it. The same way that most people practice the opposite without even thinking about it. Some people wake up angry, and if they haven't woke up angry, they make sure they pick their phone up and find something that's going to make them angry, and then they spend the whole day angry. Like, the opposite is waking up and doing something that makes you feel focused, disciplined, challenged, happy, positive. And that's setting the tone for your day. Because there's 2 roads, and whichever one we walk down is going to shape the day and shape our happiness and shape what we achieve. And the best thing about this as well, especially people that have got companies or families, kids, or you're in, maybe it's not even your business, but you work in a business when you've got a lot of people. When you're becoming that person, like, this sounds a little bit fucking cheesy, but you're actually changing the world. You're changing other people's lives. You're saying, no, I don't want to be in that pool over there where everyone, the fucking, I don't know, fucking pity party people. Next time we'll go for a fag at fucking lunchtime and talk about what a wanker the boss is and how shit the world is and how everyone's a cunt and how Karen in accounts is fucking shagging Dave and everyone's fucking bad and the cost of living and I fucking need to move abroad because fucking tax in England and fucking this and fucking that and COVID and fucking Boris and this. Right? They're creating misery. You can be literally the person who creates change. A group of people can be a group of people that create global change. But be that person. Be that person who comes in happy, positive, focused, disciplined, and almost like a fucking umbrella to negativity. People start talking that shit, just walk away. Because when you can do that, that's when you become unbreakable. That's when you just live the life that you want to live subconsciously. Like most people are currently subconsciously living the life that they don't want to live. Guys, have a great day. See you all soon.